So let's learn how to install Python on your computer. First of all, go visit this URL, python.org. This is a great website. They have lots of good things to help you learn Python, to work with Python. There's different downloads, different documentations, little beginner guides that you can look at, different books. There's a community area that you can go and participate and share your ideas, listen to other people's ideas. The news, what's going on in Python, different conferences. Great website to get to know and also to make sure that you always look at. At this website, python.org, you're going to click on Downloads or put your cursor on Downloads. Now, here's the problem. You could just go ahead and click on this little button and notice that it determines automatically what type of operating system you're using. So if you were running a Mac, you'd probably see a Mac OS X download show up right there. Now for Windows, this is a 32-bit download. Now what does that actually mean? Well, when you go take a look at our My Educator material, you'll find out that your computer processors can be 32-bit, 64-bit, and those are the type of operating systems you're using. If you're on a Mac OS X, you're probably a 64-bit operating system. So when you visited the download, you're going to be fine clicking on that button. But for those that are using Windows, you have to determine, do you want to download a 32-bit or 64-bit application? That all depends on the type of processor you're using. Nowadays, you're probably running a 64-bit processor. It'd be pretty rare if you were still on the 32-bit. So what we'd like to do is, instead of clicking on this button, we want to go to the downloads, and if you're running Windows, you'll click on Windows. And then down here, you're going to be able to see the different downloads you can choose. You either have an x86 64 or an x86 by itself. The x86 by itself is a 32-bit download, a 32-bit application. We want the 64-bit. And that's because the 64-bit is more capable than the 32-bit. It handles more data. It's more efficient in how it does its computations and how it accesses memory. So we want a 64-bit download. We can either download the zip file, which downloads the whole file to our computer, and then we have to open the zip and then run the executable, or we can just run it from an executable file that we download, or you can just run it right from the internet. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. It's the Windows x86-64 executable installer. The latest version we're looking at for Python is 3.83. Now if you notice, what it did is it now downloaded a file to my hard drive. If I click on this arrow, I can show that file in my folder. And here it is, and there's my download. And then I can go ahead and double click on that file to execute it. And then this will begin the Python install. Notice it says it's a 64-bit. So if you're seeing 32-bit, you clicked on the wrong file. We're going to go ahead and click Install Now, but also make sure you click Add Python 3.8 to the path. You want both of these selected right here. Install the launcher and add Python to the path. Click on Install Now, and then this will begin the setup process for installing Python on your computer. We'll come back in just a little bit after it's made it through some of. So my system is still installing all the files from the Python 3.8.3 version, the 64-bit version, and as it's going through and installing these different applications on my computer, we're going to find out that when we're done, there's still other things we still need to install for our Python to work. The one thing about clicking on that button that said, that checkbox that said Add Python to the path, that means that if we ever were running outside of a Python environment, whatever application you're using would still understand how to run Python. You don't actually have to go to a specific folder to run Python. This now says that the setup was successful. There's an online tutorial that you might want to take a look at, and some documentation it'd be great to spend some time and look at those. You just click on it, and then that would actually bring up a very simple Python tutorial that you could go through, and I would recommend you doing that. Now, I say simple, but there are some great things that it's getting into. Data structures, different modules, error handling, these are all great things, and that would help with your learning process of Python. So maybe click that and then bookmark it so you can go through it someday. Go ahead and click the close button, and you've now installed Python on your computer. The way that you can determine whether or not it actually worked is by going to a command window. Now there's different ways to get to command window. You could just click in the type here to search and type in the word command, or you could also click on the start button and go to the command window. You're trying to find the command.prompt. Go ahead and open that. Then type in the word Python. It tells you what version you're running, 3.8.3, which is the one we just installed. It's the 64-bit version, and so it looks like everything was installed correctly. So the way that we now get out of this window is you press Control-Z together, and then the Enter key, and then type the word exit, Enter. And that will get you out of the command window, back to this python.org screen, and now we can continue installing other software so that we can begin developing Python applications.